Decluttering isn't as simple as just tossing old stuff out. Now, many of us hold on to things without a clear plan. And over time, guess what happens? Clutter only builds up again. And then it weighs you down both physically and mentally. And that's why I'm making this video. It's for you. I'm laying out the hard truth and what you need to know about it. So without further ado, let's jump in. Number one, decluttering isn't enough. Look, clutter is a cycle, so getting rid of things won't solve the real problem. You can spend hours and days and you can go through your stuff and you can get rid of things and you don't change your habits, guess what's going to happen? That clutter is going to pile up again. It's happened to me. That's why I'm making this video. So the real solution is controlling what comes in. With every item that you bring into your home, it should serve a purpose and have a place. And then you have to be aware of what you buy. You have to make a conscious effort. Now, you don't just keep things because they were costly or they were given to you as gifts. If it's no longer useful, it's time for someone else to enjoy it. Now, I know a lot of time people, they don't start decluttering because it feels like it's too much work. It's very overwhelming. And it's hard to get some people to go through their things that they've had for so many years. But the next thing on this list is number two, is living with clutter is just as difficult, and it's actually even worse. Now, a messy house, it makes everyday things that much harder, and it just adds to your stress. So as you age, it doesn't get easier. These things become more and more of a problem. That's why earlier in life, you want to take care of this. Now, at the end of the day, you have to make a really hard decision. A good thing is decluttering makes it easier when you have a plan. Now, this could be a rule where if you bring somebody else into your house, you have to get rid of something that's old, okay? So think about it. If you give them something to leave with, a parting gift more or less, right? Now, there's no plan that actually works for everybody, but some plans actually work for some people and some plans just don't work at all because you never get started. Now, you have to try to figure out a bunch of different strategies and see which one actually works for you. I have tried different things and the same thing doesn't always work for me, so that's why I'm mentioning this. You have to have some sort of strategy, like I say, if you truly want to declutter your house. Or if you don't, that clutter is just going to creep back in. And number three on the list is memories don't live in objects. Objects don't hold memories. Your experiences do. So your memories are your moments that you actually lived. Yet, one of the hardest parts of decluttering is letting go of sentimental items. So even if you've been keeping objects for memory alive, right? Think about it. Most of the things are still sitting in boxes for years, untouched, even unlooked at. So when it's time to downsize or relocate to a new house, sorting through these items is going to be a nightmare. And that's why you need to do it over time. Now, it's something that we see all the time. Homes that are filled with things that only make downsizing process that much harder, or in some cases, actually even impossible. Look, your kids, your grandkids, they don't want most of your stuff. Times have changed. The antique dining set or the collectibles that might have been prized for you and you've saved for them, chances are, guess what? They don't have space for them or the desire to keep them. But that doesn't mean that you have to get rid of everything, guys. It means that you're being intentional about what it is. So keep what truly matters, the things that hold deep personal meaning. Those are the things that you want to keep, not everything. But something that's been sitting in storage for years, you got to really ask yourself, do I need this thing? A good way to let go is to take photos of sentimental items before passing them on for somebody else to enjoy. And that way, you keep that memory alive without keeping that clutter. And number four is, clutter is expensive, believe it or not. Clutter doesn't just take up space, it also costs you money. Now that's whether you're paying for a storage unit or simply just maintaining a bigger home than you actually need, you are losing money. And when we talk about storage, I did another video here on this channel. Self-storage industry in the US is worth over $40 billion because so many people just can't part with their stuff. The average storage unit costs around $100 to $300 a month. So think about this. This means that if you hold on to your things for 5 years, you're throwing away $6,000 to $18,000 for items that you'll never see or use again. But even if you don't use storage units, think about your closets and the rest of the house. Clutter still exists, right? It still costs you. Every part of your house, it's worth money. And if you have a whole room full of things that you don't use, you're still technically paying for that space in property taxes, heating and cooling, and so forth. So there are hidden costs to clutter when it comes to selling your home too. Because I'm going to tell you, a cluttered home is a hard thing to sell. It's harder to stage. It makes the rooms look smaller. It turns buyers off for sure. Because you might have to pay a lot to get someone to clean it up at the last minute or lower your asking price just to get it sold. So there are people who can't even downsize because there's so much stuff that they have. And when a buyer comes in, sometimes they can't even see past the clutter. So what ends up happening is many get stuck paying for a big house that they don't really even need, just to store the things that they don't even use. And number 5 is no one's coming to save you. Look, this is you, right? It's something that happens on your own, and there's no perfect time to declutter. There's no magic motivation that's suddenly going to say, this is the day I'm going to do it. Maybe you have to do that, but you have to do that in your head, because suddenly never makes it easy. You know, you have to start somewhere. And the longer you wait, the harder it actually gets. Now, if you don't do it, someone else will have to do it for you, even after you've passed. So think about this. I've been in many homes, and I've seen this happen. As I've said a few times, older videos here on this channel, if you don't declutter everything at once, you want to pick certain things to start with. You can't just do the whole house. It's not going to happen. It's an idea. So what do? You pick one closet, one drawer, or one single shelf. And once you cleared out that space, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel like you've accomplished something. And that momentum will actually naturally push you to tackle the rest of the areas. Now, one important thing that you really want to remember is that you don't have to be perfect. Decluttering isn't about making your house better to live in. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, even small changes can make a huge difference on how your home feels to you. And don't fall into the trap of just moving the clutter around the house. Oh, I'm going to move it from that box to this box. Actually get rid of it. And don't have a I'll get to it later mindset. Trust me, guys, later never comes, and that doesn't work. So downsizing in a crisis, whether it's due to an illness or some financial issue, is far more stressful. Trust me on this. I've seen it happen dozens and dozens of times. It's far more stressful than making a slow change right now. So at the end of the day, the hardest part is making the decision to actually start. And once you do, it's going to get easier. So if you're planning to relocate, I have 2 separate videos here that are going to break down exactly how to declutter and how to sell your stuff within 28 days and how to make this happen. So make sure you check it out here on this channel. I'll leave it in the links below. Now, did you find any of this information helpful? If so, don't forget to share this video with somebody you know who could actually use it, and go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like it. If you're thinking about buying or selling a house here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or anywhere else in the United States, we're here to help you because we do have a team that can help you out no matter where you live in the United States. So pick up the phone, give us a call at 843-839-9870. I'm Jerry with Jerry Pincus Real Estate Experts. I don't know if I said that in the beginning of this video, but my team has literally helped thousands and thousands of people successfully move in the last 20 years. Seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to make sure that you're getting the best options when it's your time. So I want you to make sure that you're avoiding the pitfalls that are costly. So until next time, stay happy, stay educated, and I'll talk to you soon. I really do appreciate you watching.